So in this week's Torah portion, Masei is a general rule, I think, when we look at Kabbalistic interpretations. The more the Torah portion is sort of mundane, very technical, one might even dare say a little bit, dull or boring, know that the more there are going to be heavily fascinating Kabbalistic secrets. For example, building of the Mishkan is very technical, architecture, you can get lost in the details, and it's full of secrets. Much the same way in this week's Torah portion we learn about the voyage of the Israelites, and it's very technical. It says they went from here to there, from here to there. And you should know that when you read this, that there are deep secrets. The more dry, the deeper the secrets. So the Maggid of Zlotchov starts, and he asks a very interesting question. He says, we're told that the Israelites go from one place to another place. And he says, but I don't understand something. We know that this is the desert. No one had been living in this desert before the Israelites came. Where did we get the names of the places from? Right? We're told this is where they came. They came to this place or that place. Who named them? Where does this come from? And he says, what you need to understand is that the Israelites were right, this is very Lurianic, this is Lurianic Kabbalah, they were gathering sparks. As they were going along their quest, and we're going to learn in a moment from Rabbi why there were 42 destinations in their voyage, as they went from place to place, their purpose was to gather the sparks. Now, what does this mean, gather the sparks? It means that before creation, we had this sort of primordial drama where there was this creation and destruction, and it's the sort of birth of the forces of evil and a bit of gunk that was stuck at the very beginning, very complicated, sensitive topic, and something stuck, something was left, and our whole purpose is to elevate the sparks, to bring the good and differentiate it from the evil in this whole process. And so the Israelites, the Maggid of Zlotchov was said, when we are told that Moses is writing down the names, it is after they've gone from voyage to voyage, they are rediscovering by word of God, and this is what Moses is writing, what the primordial name of this place was, and the name given is, and by Moses writing it down, is the way in which the sparks are then elevated, and they're fixing whatever had to be fixed. Meaning, according to this interpretation, anywhere we walk on this earth has a primordial history. And it's not just about building buildings and doing stuff, but it's also about trying to look in a kind of meta-historic aspect of time and of space to understand that we're here, but it's connected to things that happened beforehand and that are going to happen. So that's the Maggid's take, and how he answers this. Rabbi Abuhatzeirah, in a nutshell, he brings Lurianic Kabbalah, he quotes the Ari, and he says, the reason there were 42 voyages, as we learn from Kabbalists, and this is before the Ari, is that there were 42 destinations in their voyages, similar to the 42 letter name of God. And what is the 42? Is a very powerful Shem Ben Mem Bet. If you look at the first 42 letters of Bereshit, this is the 42 letter name or a certain sequence of them. And the idea is that for God to create the world, this sort of process of emanation, to move from one step to another step, you have to go through this voyage of 42 letter name. And in much the same way, as we were mimicking the sort of Godhead emanation, we went through these 42 voyages. So this is very, very deep stuff, but it's just to show that when we read the Torah portion, there's so much we can gather from this. Shabbat Shalom.